children, welcome to a new topic which is about the chemical effects of electric current, and this topic is of class 8th. Now what we are supposed to do here is we need to know what are the effects or chemical effects when electric current is passed through a solution. Till now, whatever we were doing, earlier in earlier classes, you all are aware of these symbols. What are these symbols for? Bulb. This is entire circuit, if you can understand. And in this circuit, this is the switch. We can close this switch if this is the line here. It's a open switch. And if we join it, it becomes a closed circuit. So in this kind of electric circuit, whatever we used should be a conductor. If we are not using conductor, then we may not get this bulb glowing. Current starts from moving from the positive end of the battery. This is the symbol of the battery. Current starts from moving from the positive end of the battery, moves through the switch, which has to be a good conducting material, and then completes the circuit. Once this is done, the bulb starts glowing. Fine. Till here we had been studying. Now a new topic is there which we are going to discuss. You find a similar kind of arrangement or a circuit, but there is something new here. Let us see. This is the battery, this is the bulb, and in place of the switch, I have taken two conducting rods. They can be any rod. You can use a nail for it, for example. You can use a safety pin, and this can be very easily done at home to see what am I telling you right now. Check. This is the battery. The positive end of the battery is now connected to this rod, and the negative end of the battery is connected to this rod. In place of the switch, we are just using a solution. That also I'll let you know which solution we are using. It's a very common thing. Now when the current is passed through these wires and coming here, it should conduct through the liquid, join here and complete the circuit. For that, we should know which are the conducting solutions. So let us know which are the conducting solutions. Water, any kind of tap water is conducting solution. Salt water is conducting solution. Water in acids or any kind of acid is a conducting solution. Similarly, any kind of base, for example, the soap water will also be considered as a conducting solution. So these are the ones which will allow the current to pass through. So from here, let us take the tap water. I am just writing here H2O because this is the symbol or the formula for the compound water. Okay. Now let us see. The current is passing through the rods. I will tell you the names of the rod also. And what we see, after some time when the circuit is complete, the bulb starts glowing. That means this tap water is conducting the current. Fine. Now let us start with the process. Any liquid out of these, whatever liquid which have been taken here for this conduction are termed as electrolyte. I am constantly telling you about these rods. These rods which are hanged inside this electrolyte are termed as electrodes. And the entire process what is going on, whichever I just now told you, that the current is passing and the bulb is glowing, the water being the conducting material, this entire process is termed as electrolysis. And this is a very important process, and mind my words, this will be very beneficial if you get to know this from the base right now. Okay, electrolysis. Fine. Now what actually happens in electrolysis? Will it that only the bulb will glow with the water? Why are we taking a water? Why do we need to take water? All your inverter batteries, the car battery, the vehicle batteries are working on this phenomenon. So this is a very important thing to understand. Now when water was taken as an electrolyte, before that, one more thing, one very important thing. Positive terminal of this battery is connected to this electrode. This electrode will be specially termed as an anode. The negative terminal is connected to this battery. It will be specially termed as cathode. An experiment was conducted by William Nicholson like this only, but what he found that the bulb was certainly glowing, and other than that he found there were bubbles generating at the ends of these rods. Big question, which bubbles were these? Actually, it is nothing but the dissociation of hydrogen and oxygen gas from water. पानी में जब भी करंट पहुंचाया जा रहा है, this is the current which has been introduced in water, and current, heating effect of electric current is always there. Other than that, this is one of the chemical effects. तो जैसे ही rods गर्म हो रही हैं और करंट पास हो रहा है, कुछ bubbles निकल रही है, तो क्या ये water vapor है? William Nicholson found out that these bubbles are not exactly of water, but they are of hydrogen and oxygen gases separately. मतलब एक रॉड पे हाइड्रोजन गैस के बबल्स थे और दूसरे रॉड पे ऑक्सीजन गैस के बबल्स थे। ये कैसे पॉसिबल हुआ और हम कैसे पता लगाए कि हाइड्रोजन गैस कौन से वाले इलेक्ट्रोड पे, मतलब एनोड पे जाने वाला है या कैथोड पे जाने वाला है? This was a question and this might be arising in your mind too. तो ध्यान से सुनिए और एक चीज याद रखिएगा कि पॉजिटिव थिंग्स गेट अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स नेगेटिव and negative things get attracted towards positive. This is a law by nature. Okay? तो अब हमें ये देखना है कि जो हाइड्रोजन है ये अपने आप में पॉजिटिव नेचर का है. हाइड्रोजन गैस is positive in nature and oxygen gas is negative in nature. ठीक है, और इन दोनों को मिला के ही पानी बनाया गया है. तो अब ये पाया गया कि क्योंकि ये पॉजिटिव नेचर का है तो ये कैथोड पे चला जाएगा. Why? Because positive things are attracted towards the negative ends. ये नेगेटिव नेचर का है तो ये पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल पे चला जाएगा. That is anode. And this is how electrolysis of water was conducted by William Nicholson, and he introduced us to the two gases. So this is all about one of the chemical effects of electric current, Nicholson's experiment, cathode and anode, and stay tuned for some more interesting videos like this. Thank you.